like Muslim. But this slave labor in Bodh Gaya is worse than any slave labor in the world. Why? Because when you make a person slave, then it is your duty to give him food. It is duty. But in Bihar, no. They keep slaves, but they don't give food. What they do, the day they have work, they give food. The day they have no work for them, no food.
We will have food.
But animals also, they do the same. Animals also, if there is no work on the farm, they will not give food to the bullock. But when there is work, they give food. Now, how can a person live without food? And this was the system.
You were telling me about the poverty.
And how they were making slaves. When the boys are 10, 15 years old, they marry the boy. So they go to the master and tell him that I want to marry my son. So you give me some help. So the father, the employer will give 80 kilos of rice and 1 jar of wine and few rupees, no, 1 sari for the girl and dhoti for the boy who is married, and some rupees. In the return, this boy is slave of the master for the whole life. Whole life.
Future house. So the movement, Gaushala movement, Godan movement. Let us listen.
Actually, we in India treat cow as mother because we get milk from her and we get milk from cow also. So we treat cow as mother.
Okay.
So therefore there is no question of eating. But cow was in the forest in the old days. People were living not in houses, and so cow was also living in the forest. So they treated her as an animal also. But because she was giving milk, therefore they put this idea that cow is also like mother. And then the question is, there is buffalo. Buffalo also gives milk. But buffalo is not so gentle. So they don't treat buffalo as mother. But cow as mother.
So, but
buffalo is not used in the plough, but bullock is used in the plough. So bullock also helps us, cow also helps us, cow with milk and bullock with ploughing. So the cow family is treated as a human family. We worship also. We don't worship buffalo, but cow we worship
okay.
as mother.
It's more of a gratitude.
Yeah. See, in
माण्हू मरंदो आहे त 13 ॾींहं गांइ खे खाराईंदा आहियूं न. माण्हू मरंदो आहे त असां 13 ॾींहं गांइ खे खाराईंदा आहियूं न. 13 ॾींहं गांइ खे खाराईंदा आहियूं न रोटी. उहो ॿुधायोसि न.
in the Jewish tradition of keeping kosher, it's our dietary laws, and in our laws, if we keep kosher, you're not supposed to eat milk products and meat products at the same meal.
I see.
And I asked the rabbi why that is, and he said there are many reasons, but the reason he likes best is because when an animal gives its life, We should be thankful, and we should be honor that animal. And because these animals typically give milk, we don't want to splash their life's blood, their mother's milk, onto their meat that they gave for our sustenance. And so it follows closely, actually, very closely with what you're saying.
That was a movement.
When we start the cooking, when the mother starts cooking, so the first chapati she will make, that will go to cow.
First bread we do too.
First chapati.
Yes, that's a custom.
Cow and dog.
My mother
and crow.
used to do
Three
that, I
chapatis
remember.
we-
First bread which will come out will go to cow.
Then when they eat food, and we had so many dishes, so the man will take out one chapati, put out before eating. First chapati he will take out, little vegetable, little rice, from everything they will put on this, and this will go to the bird.
That goes to the birds.
Then they eat. They have no right to eat
Before
if
that.
they have not given to the
This
bird.
has been tradition in our house. My mother till age, so long she was active handling the kitchen.
This is
I
symbol.
even used to take my first core from and putting all together
All
for
our
the birds.
elders, children
birds.
copy them and they also use
This
it after that.
This is symbolic. Oneness of life.
Oneness of life.
We all who are living beings, we are one family. So first this will go to the birds, and first chapati will go to the cow. Then even Brahmins, they give food to Brahmins also. This is oneness of life.
And is this for all levels of
Society.
huh?
Of society.
Of society, or is this?
This is for Hindus. Hindu, because I even remember on the rooftop used to keep two vessels, dishes. One was for food, the other was for water or milk. We will keep on the top of the roof so that birds come. They take the grain. Either I'll put the grain in one pot, the other pot I'll keep either
We keep on the terrace.
on the terrace. We'll keep these two. That used to be tradition. It used to be my duty to climb and see that's not empty. If it is empty, I have to put grain on one pot, the other either milk or water. Always, it should not get dried. It should not get empty. And many times I have got a beating from my mother. She used to slap me when she found it's dry. Why didn't you care?
Now, what about very poor people that you were talking about before?
Yeah.
Dwarko was telling me before you guys came
Yeah.
that the total value, David,
Yeah.
of a household in Bodh Gaya is $10. The total value of everything they own
Poor
is
people.
$10.
Including their clothing, their house, their bedding.
So my
all.
question is people who are that poor, they also give to the cow and the birds?
No, this
How
particularly.
they can give? They can't afford for their children, so they can't give.
Right.
But middle class and higher class to give too much to poor people. In winter,
Because-
our elders were buy blankets so much and give every poor people to.
They can't
And
afford because
sometimes
if they cannot
food-
afford for
Right,
themselves.
that's why we were asking.
obviously
That's
they-
why I asked.
Yeah,
the
you are
question.
right. You have a
Yeah, that's why I asked.
good question.
Also.
But the fact remains that they are like subhuman. We are not talking of those people. They are really.
Once
they are,
in a month, we call the poor people and give them raw food.
In fact,
You take
there
that
used to
and
be.
cook how much you want. Or once in a week, we used there. I cook the food so much, and the whole this area have poor people come, sit in my balcony. and I give them food. How much you want to eat? 20, 30, 50, 100. I cook for them
Even-
every Thursday. But
Every
here,
Thursday?
every Thursday. But here I can't do it because they say other country we can't do that. And there are very poor people in every colony.
Yeah,
So
but
we-
poor people here are not like poor people in India.
No, no.
No.
We
Yeah.
go in the Kero house,
Pebble House.
Pebble house, give them, take
Yeah.
some things from Costco and give them packet. But in there, my father-in-law want you cook with your hand and give them on Rohit's engagement. That day was Thursday. So I told my father-in-law, today we will not give them. So he told, why you are not wake up at 3 o'clock and cook them and call them at 7 o'clock. They will eat and then we go 10 o'clock for engagement.
Nice.
Not before.
It has been-
Nice.
Actually,
They
it has
will
been-
wait for you. Ki today is our food day and you will not give, so they will feel na, ki today we are
That-
hungry.
So there's a very generous and a very generous way of thinking.
Yeah.
And,
Yes.
in our tradition, the Jewish tradition, we're also obligated to give charity and to help
Yeah.
poorer people.
Yeah.
The Jewish tradition has very strong charitable perspective, very strong.
Here is
That's
also
wonderful. It's
charity
wonderful.
too much. We
Yeah.
give clothes
His
for
father, her father,
charity. We give so much clothes we not wearing. We have so much clothes. We take them and give them poor.
so that
donate
Salvation
them.
Army, like
Here we
here
donate.
give Salvation. So
There we give them personally, because they are all round. So we
Yeah. It's
call
easy.
them and take
You know,
it,
that's-
whatever he need, woolen cloth, whatever he had. Some boy has want to study, so we give them for study. Some money, his fees, clothes, school clothes. We do like this.
Nice.
Good.
No,
work.
I remember in my case that while it used to be my birthday, there was no cutting the cake or something. I'm talking of my time. On the day of my birthday, my mother will cook. No, early morning she will get up at 4 o'clock. She will cook herself the food and collect the beggars from the neighborhood. And she will ask me, come now serve with your hand to these beggars. That used to be the practice.
On death anniversary,
There are
birthday,
no cutting
all
cake and
distribute
doing this. No, do this.
food and clothes,
Well,
especially.
This is how we have been
Children's
trained.
birthday,
That-
we buy so much new clothes and give them to go into the school. Or poor boys have no woolen clothes, sweaters, so we give them, you come, we call, first we go to the school and tell them, if you have a poor boys, they have not proper clothes in the school. You call them how much they are, so we take them fruit, clothes, we can do it.
What JADEV just reminded me, our family has a foundation in which we contribute money, and on the birthday of each child, they get to give a gift to some charity from the foundation.
Very good.
Similar, very similar to what you were
Yeah, all
you're saying.
things are similar,
So
the
the
method
birthday is
different
not only receiving,
Yeah, it's
the
for
birthday
giving.
is giving.
And giving and getting blessing.
Yeah.
Give and get their blessing.
My mother always told, you want to learn only to give. Your hand will be like this. Never think about this.
That's
This
the-
means you will take from other. And if you give, your hand will be this. So you, whatever you want to give, not to take.
No, this family
Very
traditions.
similar.
Yes.
Yeah, all are
Fundamentals
methods
are the same.
different only.
That's why I say it's
Here
only
is it
one
different.
truth.
My son
Truth is
still
universal.
From which school he
Truth
has
is
done,
universal.
still he help 4 children.
Philosophically,
Medical.
it's very difficult
Rohit.
to
4
to,
children
uh,
every year. Whole
characterize
year,
the truth.
their fees, their
Because
clothes, we pay them. From here we
Truth
send
is
the
a-
check, Rohit send the check. Even in
in a sense of a way of
operation,
thinking.
Yes.
eye operation.
He
don't
has
get too much.
one instance he will give. When Mahatma Gandhi was advised not to write his biography, can you tell that about the truth?
See, he declared that I want to write autobiography. One of his companions brought 2 pages, one article. You read this. Gandhi read this. This was written by Leo Tolstoy. Leo Tolstoy also proposed
From Russia, no?
Yeah, we know. Yeah.
War and Peace.
Tolstoy, yeah, War and Peace.
he would write autobiography. He wrote these 2 pages and he was frightened. He said, no, I will not write. Why? Because I have done shown you many bad things in my young age. If I have to write truth. But this will be bad for the society. So I will not write. So these 2 pages Gandhi read. And this man told him, you also don't write. Because you also believe in truth. So this will be bad. Gandhi read both pages and kept on the table. And he said, for 1 minute he was quiet. Then he said, all right, you told me, I read these 2 pages, I will write. So he said, why? What did you think? He said, I thought, truth will never harm.
Yes.
Truth
See,
is
Gandhi
that-
said, truth will never harm.
Truth is such a thing, it will be never harm. I shall write. You'll be surprised to know what he has written. He wrote that once my father was on deathbed. I and my wife were serving him. He was very serious. There was no hope of survival now. So he said, at that time I thought about sex. So I took my wife in another room and had sexual intercourse. And a child was born. This child was a rogue. So he wrote in the autobiography, this is the result of my sin. Because when my father was on deathbed, I went for sex. It was my sin, and this is the result of this.
Child was born some
And he was not good character.
The son became
Elder son, his elder son, Gandhi's elder son.
And that also you will laugh what happened. He was studying in England, barrister, and there was another man from his state who was also studying the same subject. Both were friends. Now he, after passing examination, he went to South Africa to serve those people. And this man from London went by plane to meet him in South Africa. He told him, Gandhi, I will not go to jail. I will not do this work. But I want to help you. So that the boy who he said is the result of my sin, he was also sitting there. You give this boy to me. I shall take him to London and I shall make him barrister. I shall spend our money. Gandhi said, no, this boy is not very good in his studies. You take my nephew. He is very good. Take my nephew. Now, for Gandhi, son and nephew, he never made any difference. All are my children. So he suggested about that boy. And that man took this boy to London for education. And his son was sitting there. He felt very bad. that
Ah,
this
it's too
was
much.
of my name. And my father is not giving me, he gave to nephew.
So
So he became angry. And he left
light button.
the
Like, but
South Africa without permission of mother and father. He went to Gujarat, India, and there he sat twice in a high school examination and he failed. He was not good at his study. So you can understand the standard
But
of
children
Gandhi
not understand this.
was so high.
I think you told me that Gandhi had all of his writings burned and said, "My life."
yes,
Is
mission.
my message.
Tell David.
Gandhi, no, Gandhi had said that after my death, you burn all the books written on me or written by me, because my life is my message.
Because
I feel that my life is the message.
oh,
So, wo,
that is true, that whatever he believed, first he did.
he put into action.
What
He was a
we
man of
say-
action.
What we say, there's difference between speaking and doing. First we speak, then we might do or not do. But in Gandhi's life, doing was first, speaking later. Whatever he thought, first he did.
Give that instance when the mother brought the son, asked him, the doctor has advised him not to take the salt.
Yeah, no message.
माउ हिकिड़े ॿार खे वठी आई गांधी वटि, उन खे चयईं त गांधी चयोसि ॿिए हफ़्ते अचजांइ, छाकाणि त उहो पाण खाईंदो हो, त हुनखे कीअं पहिरियों एडवाइस करे.
मुझे याद करी है स्टोरी।
अच्छा.
मुझे याद
No,
करी।
in this context, what actually
You can tell me.
In that context, what it was said is that once a mother came to Gandhi along bringing her son, because her son was advised not to take salt. Salt is a poison for him. The doctors had said these two, salt and sugar, is a poison for him. So he was advised not to take the salt, but he was fond of salt, like we put. So his mother thought that he is believing in Gandhi. If Gandhi advises him, he will stop taking it. So mother took the boy to Gandhi, and she narrated the whole story, that otherwise he will not survive if he doesn't stop eating the salt. So Gandhi listened, and then he said, bring your son next Sunday after 1 week. Then next week, after 1 week, again she went, and then Gandhi advised that if doctors are telling you, why are you playing with your life? Stop eating salt. So he promised, I'll not take salt. Okay, if you Bapu, you advise. Gandhi was known as Bapu. Bapu means father. He was later known as father of the nation in India. So Bapu advised him that, and he said, yes, I promise Bapu, I'll not take salt anymore. I'll stop. And mother was happy. They took the blessings of Gandhi and went back home. And boy was fine. He started recovering. After some time, mother went again to Gandhi. She said, I am very happy. I have come to thank you, but I have one question. Said, yes, ask me. Why didn't you, the first day I came to ask him to stop, why didn't you ask him to stop? And why did you call after 1 week? You could have said the same day. So 1 week earlier he could have stopped. He smiled. He said, look, if I was to advise him to stop, I have to first stop myself. So that's why I sent you back. Because I stopped, after 1 week I asked you to come. I also don't take, otherwise I was taking. So this is the character of Gandhi. He said, if I am taking something, how can I advise other person? Let me stop first. So
It's
this is
very
this.
interesting.
This is
very interesting.
પાણી એટલે
This was the approach.
પાણી વાળી ગાલ બધા પાણી જે लड़का आया पानी. They have
Another
story of
interesting story.
पानी.
One boy asked Gandhi that can I drink water from this pot? That's a good story.
What was that? I don't remember.
वो जेको छोकरो पानी पीअण वियो उन्हीअ पाणी पी करे अधु हारे छॾियो त उन्हीअ ते गांधी दैट्स वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग.
तो वो मतलब ये उन्हें चवण भाई हार न खपे.
हा हाण न खपे. मां रोज़ मां भरण वेंदो आहियां.
I tell him another better story. One man was a saint sadhu with red clothes, long beard, long hair.
In India you have seen the sadhus. He's
He
talking
came
of.
to Gandhi and told him, I want to stay in your ashram. Please allow me. Gandhi said, no. This is not for you. Why? So many people are living in ashram. Why are you not allowing me? He said, look, I clean latrines.
Bathrooms.
I clean. And you are wearing these clothes, so you will not clean. And I will also hesitate to tell you to clean. So this place is not for you. He said, Gandhiji, if I leave these clothes and wear white clothes, then would you allow me? He said, then I can allow you. So he said, okay. He changed the clothes, he started white clothes. He was living. And at lunchtime, Gandhi was going in the kitchen, sitting on the chair, table with food stuff. Ashram people will come in the line and he will give them food. Gandhi will distribute. One day, this man came, both hands, in one hand was dish, one hand was cup, and he came, and Gandhi was putting things. So he had long hair, so long hair came in the front. So he was doing like this, but hair was not going. So Gandhi said, why are you keeping long hair? The man was surprised. Cut them. It's waste of oil, waste of soap, waste of labor. Why are you doing this? This man was a bit difficulty. So he told Gandhi, Gandhiji, you asked me to leave clothes. I did. But I have got attraction for clothes, for hair. So I cannot
Cut me.
take them out.
Passion for hair.
So he said, if you are attached to hair, how can you be a saint? If you are loving somebody, I can understand. You are loving hair. And that man left ashram. But this he did not stay, because he did not want to cut the hair. Another good story. There was once in Madras, South India, there was a flood. So his people there, Gandhiji's people, they collected money to help the flood-stricken people. When they made the accounts, there was a loss of 1,000 rupees. So everybody was, because they believed in truth. So why 1,000 rupees are lost? Search, they searched, but they couldn't find. So the meeting was held, and in meeting it was decided that we have 100% trust in your honesty. You will not do anything wrong. But this is public money. We have to give to public 1,000. So now what you do, we are giving you 30 rupees per month pay. So you save 5 rupees every month and give in this fund. And when you will, it will take 13 years to finish this money. So we will pay you 30 rupees, but we shall take 5 rupees in this fund. But if you die, we will not ask your children to pay. Forgive. This man came from Madras to Ashram to tell Gandhi that this has happened with me, and he brought a letter from them that we have absolutely no doubt about your honesty. Gandhiji heard the whole story, so he said, "You are asking me to write to Madras people not to take money from you, but no, I think they are right. We should be very honest with public money. So you have to pay." Now, I will write to them that he will pay 5 rupees per month, but after his death, you should not ask his children to pay. He accepted. He said, "If you are saying, I shall do it." But Gandhiji, I have to go back, so I have no money. So how can I go back without money? Train fare. He said, Gandhiji asked, "How much is the train fare?" 35 rupees. Then 35 rupees you will have to pay to me also. Already you have to pay 1,000 and 35 rupees more. This is not right. So what to do? You go on foot from here to Madras.
Walk.
You go on foot and we shall pay you 30 rupees for that going on foot also. It will take 3 months. So 3 months we shall give you 30 rupees and you give
It is 800
rupees
miles.
in this fund also. That man accepted, okay. Then we left Gandhi's room and he started going back on. And he said, "What you have to do on foot, and you have to speak about independence of India. Well, this is our work. So you go on telling people about independence of India." He said, "Yes." There was one Englishman sitting there in the room, in Gandhi's room. There was one Englishman, name was Andrews. Andrews was sitting there and he understood all. Although it was in Hindi, but he understood. So this man left the room. After this, Andrew also left the room. And till then the man had gone out of ashram. So that Andrew gave him 35 rupees. He said, "Don't worry, you go by train. I shall tell Gandhi." And he gave him 35 rupees. Andrew came back. And Gandhi was sitting in the room, Andrew came back. And Gandhiji asked him, "Andrew, did you give him 35 rupees? He said, "Yes, sir, I will." "Very good. You are a nice man."
See,
"No, look, I will not do this. But you have done very good."
see how clarity he had, clarity of thought. The principle is there, and he appreciated that it is a good gesture and because he deserved.
Yeah.
He had a sympathy for the man.
You know, this name, Mahatma, is given to him by Tagore.
Rabindranath Tagore.
Oh.
Gandhi was given this title.
Tagore was a great scientist, a poet.
He was a Nobel Prize.
He had started university. That Tagore gave him this name, Mahatma.
Oh.
It is a great soul. How he is thinking.
How is it?
Maturity to give money back. give 5 rupees. Then he's asking 35 rupees. Gandhi could have given him 35 rupees, but he said no. This is public money. You have come for this purpose. So I cannot give you 35 rupees for this. His ideas were so high.
I wish our politicians were honest. That would be great. That's a wonderful story.
You see, he started this cloth, khadi. One day, his wife went in the kitchen and she saw this milk cloth. Because from this, it is difficult to make tea. छानने का भी
This tea, normally in India, the tea is not the one, it is a tea powder. In India, I don't know whether you've seen, normally what they do, in our house also we do, we make a tea with tea powder, tea leaves powder. Then what happens after this, you have to, Sheela, wo Shami aaya na? I'll just show you.
Strain it.
You have to strain it, yeah.
Strain
But
it.
you have to strain it. So that this cloth is a
difficult.
A filter.
difficult, it doesn't have holes.
Right.
But if it is a milk cloth made by the textile mill, this has those.
Yeah, it
So
does,
if you
yeah.
put it here, it will get filtered. So
So then one girl, ordinary girl, she was feeling difficult to do it in this khadi cloth. So she went in neighbor's house and brought milk cloth, very small, different. And she was doing this with tea. And Gandhi's wife came. She was frightened. She said, what are you doing? If Gandhi will hear this, he will ask me to leave the ashram. What are you doing? So she took that cloth and gave back to that woman, and she started with this.
that was Swadeshi movement. That means your own, whatever you spin,
Very high.
India
idea.
made. Very high. That small incident I was telling you about the water.
Now, you imagine, in 1939, when Hitler started Second World War, and he attacked England also, Gandhi wanted the independence movement, but he said, no, this is not the time, because British has difficulty with Germans, so I should not give them trouble.
I should not take advantage of this
He did
situation.
not take misadvantage of this World War. So he kept quiet. After 2 years, 41, he declared one idea. He said, this is true. I don't want to hurt British people. But this is also true that we want independence. Now what to do? So he said, one man in the whole country, in whole India, one man start this independence movement. And you know Venoba. So he chose Venoba. And he went to meet Venoba in his ashram. So Gandhiji went by car. So when they thought Gandhiji has come in car, so everybody came at the gate to receive Gandhi. And Venoba also came. So he said, Venoba, I've come to give you some work. When will you be ready? Venoba said, Gandhiji, if a date comes to take me, will date ask me when will you be ready? He will take me. So I take more serious you than date. So now I am standing before you. You order me. I will not go back to the ashram. I will go in there. You order me.
Death can wait, but
He said, okay. Now you go. Write one letter to British officer in district office that tomorrow I am going to speak against British government. And whatever you want to do, you do. Tomorrow I shall speak against British government. So this British officer sent police, because what he will speak, he spoke, police did not do anything to him. Then next day, next village, again letter to officer, that tomorrow I shall speak against British government. That day also they did not do anything. Third day, third village, and they arrested him. And he went to jail. So this way, and he was the first man. Second man was Jawaharlal Nehru, who was our Prime Minister. Second, he gave to him. One man in the whole country is asking independence. And you take me to jail. So the government was also taking. 2 years this went on in India. Now, to arrest one person one day, it was not a very big thing for British people. After 2 years, one day, Gandhiji called Venoba. Gandhiji told him, look, I have done this. 2 years we have did this. Now I want to change the program. What? I want one person in the whole country to go on fast unto date. If British will not leave India, I shall die. One person in the whole country. But now, in that I told you to write to British officer, but this is fast unto date. I think I should start from myself. So I want to write a letter to British officer that on such a date I shall go on fast unto date. What is your opinion? Whenever I said, you are right, you do it. Then other people were sitting and Gandhi asked, Venoba replied. And when Venoba came out of Gandhi's room, some ladies were sitting there. They started quarreling with Venoba. Why did you tell him? Why you are not going on fast? In this way they started quarreling with Venoba. Venoba said, look, I did not tell him. He asked me, may I do it? I said, yes. I did not tell him to do it. It is his idea. Gandhi said, all right, tonight I am going to Bombay and meeting. When I return from the meeting, then we shall decide. He went to Bombay, and in the night, police came and arrested him. There was one man sitting from that place, Gandhi's ashram place. He told him, you go, police will not arrest you. You go to Wardha and tell Venoba not to go on fast. Otherwise he will go on fast. Because he told me to go on fast, he will go on fast. So you go and tell him that now it is British responsibility. We are not to start a movement. British wanted to, so they do. And really it happened that man came by train. One day was spent in the train. Second day he went to the British officer. British officer said, no, I will not do anything. I will ask governor. This is beyond my power. One day was spent in this to get permission from governor. Third day, governor gave permission, said, you go and tell Venoba whatever words Gandhiji has told you, you only say this much. Don't speak more than that. He said, yes. So on third day, and here, next day, government had arrested Venoba. And when Venoba went in the gate of jail, he told British officer that I'm going on fast unto death. Because he had told Gandhi that Venoba, without asking Gandhi, he went fast unto death.
Both understand each other. No?
So this man went and Venoba was brought and he told Venoba, Gandhiji has told you, now it is the responsibility of British government because they have started the movement. We have not started. Let the movement go on and you don't go on fast. He said, okay, bring food. And Venoba ate it. And you can
And
imagine.
Gandhi's fast
Yeah.
broke the back of the British.
Because earlier they were telling that they wanted to sympathize with the British because they are in the trouble with German. So they said we should not take undue advantage of the situation. That's why they were keeping low profile. But now since Gandhi has been arrested, that will now British themselves offending them. So then they said now there is no need to go for fast. Now it is play. We want to sympathize. But they have, started behaving other way. So now you have a right to, go for independence. So
But what I was saying is, I don't know if David knows or not.
Yes, I do.
The result of Gandhi's fast was independence.
yes, that's why then he declared, no? Bharat Chodo Andolan, 42, that's how Gandhi declared, no?
Yeah.
भारत छोड़ो आंदोलन उतां ई शुरू थियो न ए जेका ॻाल्हि तव्हां ॿुधायो था तंहिंखां पोइ त भारत छोड़ो आंदोलन शुरू थियो न 42 जो द मूवमेंट स्टार्टेड फ्रॉम देयर नो
But he said we did not decide.
no that's true but once British started that so then we have a right to go for that's why he said that they should leave.
You can understand to fight non-violently was not a simple job. Very hard job.
Yes.
They had to take such decisions. Now how can you think that British Gandhi, a person like Gandhi, is fighting for independence? But because British have difficulty from Hitler, so they hesitate.
Waits.
It's a very big thing.
Very big.
No, this is a moral how
Moral.
high moral of Gandhi was.
He became barrister. He became barrister in London. Came to Bombay. First day, he went in the court. Judge was British. And he was pleader. And he took one person's case and went in the High Court for pleading, Gandhi. Now, pleaders speak lies. All pleaders speak lies. Now he had a habit not to speak lies. Now what to do? When he entered the court, he started the case. He had this problem. How can I speak lies? He did not speak lies. All the time, 4 or 5 hours in the court, he spoke, but nothing wrong. He came out from the court. And that man whose case he was pleading, he told him, look, I have not pleaded your case properly. Now go and have another pleader. And he took out all money from his pocket and gave.
He returned the fee.
I have not pleaded your case properly, so I will not take money from you. This happened. From that day, he stopped pleading in the court. And another freedom fighter ran away from India to Japan and organized
In the forge.
freedom, yes, a free India army, free India army. He ran away from here to Japan and his idea was to bring army from Japan and attack India. that he was doing. And government, and there were some people in India also who were doing this. So government filed a case against them that they are doing against the British government. So the Indian people wanted to fight this case in the court that we are not doing anything wrong. And they, in the names of the pleaders, list of the pleaders, first name was Mahatma Gandhi. And they did not ask Gandhi because they said, how can Gandhi refuse? So they, without his acceptance, they wrote his first name Mahatma Gandhi, second name Jawaharlal Nehru, and they did not ask him. So one day Jawaharlal went to Gandhi and he said, tomorrow we have to go in the court. He said, no, I will not go. I have decided never to go in the court and speak lies. And there we shall speak lies, I shall not. He refused.
He was a man of principle.
Their ideas were so.
But that was his
Truth,
whole
there was no
power.
compromise with truth.
His whole power was in principle.
That interesting Rajgopalacharya went to Venoba. That is interesting.
Our first Governor General, after British Mountbatten left India, there was one man called Rajgopal Acharya. He became first governor of India before. So he went to Nagpur and he heard that Venoba is arrested in some case. So he went to meet him, and British officer was the head of the jail. So he went with him, both went and met Venoba in the jail. So this man asked Venoba, how are you, Venoba? Good? He said, yes, I'm quite well. But one thing, when I was outside, I was seeing that animals were put in the cage and human beings were outside.
But
Here I see the human being is in jail and animals are outside. That jail superintendent was standing there and he was British, that these animals are outside and human being is in jail.
see,
You know,
this needs courage. Courage.
There's a somewhat a parallel to Israel, who also were dominated by the
Yes.
British,
Oh, yes.
and the Jews had to fight and embarrass the British in order to get the independent state. So there's a similar
Yes, yes.
situation. There was no Gandhi in Israel to do it in a peaceful way.
I want to tell you some strange story, but I thought that your granddaughter is coming back, but she has not come. So I'm telling you.
Maybe you can ask her.
Mimi
No,
is-
she
yes.
no.
Doesn't matter,
She's
then you
playing
can
with
tell.
boys and Rohit. She's
Oh.
playing there outside.
Okay.
Yeah, please.
Sorry, go ahead.
Venoba has treated 2012 is the mother century. This century he has called mother century. How he told a story that when human being was born, there was man and woman both. And this woman and man was physically stronger than woman. So he used woman for 6. Children were born. Then he used women to look after the children, to stay in the kitchen. And in those days, 20,000 years ago, man decided that woman should not read Vedas. She should not do spiritual practice. She is only to produce children, look after children, look after kitchen, this. And man will dominate her because of physical force. It was going on. Now this development of violence slowly went up, and time came of nuclear weapons. Now Venoba says, before this was a choice, non-violence or violence, non-violence or violence. But he said now the time has come that there is no choice between non-violence and violence. Now is a choice between non-violence and total destruction. Either human beings, this whole world will be finished, or we have to accept non-violence. So man will not be fooled to go for total destruction. So he will accept non-violence. This is Venoba's idea. So he said, this 21st century will be mother century, because woman is more qualified to work for non-violence. Woman has tolerance, service, and work for others, service to others, and so on. So he said, now the time has come, woman will guide man. Time has come now. So he said, I have to do some experiment. As I told you, Ghandi and Venoba both had this idea. Whatever they were thinking, they were doing. So now it is duty of Venoba to work for this, because he thought about it. So he said that I want to do experiment to develop woman inside, inner soul, develop, and she should guide the man. So he appealed for women to come in his experiment. 30 girls came, young, 30, 40 years age, young girls, 30 girls came. So he told them, first thing, that you should have celibate life, whole life, celibacy. Don't go for sex. Second, you should disconnect yourself from your mother and father. People were surprised that why you are asking us to disconnect with the wife, father and mother. He said, because when you are attached to father and mother, you cannot work for the whole universe. So this universe is our family, not a woman who has given me birth. You are not my mother or you are not my father. This whole universe is my family, one family. And these 30 girls came and they started this ashram. Then
About what year was this?
Huh?
About what year?
where is it?
What year?
When?
When, which year?
When? No, it is when Venoba, when he was alive,
What?
It is
Venoba, Venoba left in 1988.
no, but then this is about, yes, it, 25, 60, about 1960.
Okay.
Then the third thing he told them, that there should be unanimous decision. 30 girls, you will sit, you will take decisions, but all decisions must be unanimous. So they had trouble because 29 and 1, no decision. 30 means 30. All must say yes, yes, otherwise no decision. So this became difficult in practical life. So these girls put this question before Venoba. Venoba said, all right, I make little concession. If 29 girls say this and one says, no, I don't agree with you, but this one should say, I don't agree with you, but I don't oppose you to take this. I will obey because 29 are saying something, but I will not, on principle, I don't support you, but I shall work with you. So now that ashram is going on. Now the question is, they are writing, they are giving lectures, writing, thinking. So this mother century work has already started.
Interesting. So, but 1960 was
Yeah,
the,
because
was the
72 years.
Yeah, but
No,
and that
52
was
years.
and that was the 20th century. So
Yeah, 21st century he had this feeling that women should give the lead in 21st century.
Well, but I think India was one of the first countries to have,
to have
a
the
female,
prime minister, yeah.
a female prime minister.
Then British, I think, Margaret
Thatcher.
No,
Thatcher came.
Yeah, Margaret Thatcher.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Then I think you were in France.
President
The
also
lady,
woman in
the
India.
Prime Minister again?
No, President.
No, I don't remember a woman
She
in
was
France.
also woman.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Sharna Lose.
हाँ.
Amrita Patel. Sharna Lose.
Okay.
President जेका होगी.
हाँ वो तो अभी प्रतिभा.
प्रतिभा Patel.
Well, Golda.
Was Golda Meir. I met her. I knew her.
Yeah.
And he knew her very well.
हाँ, yeah.
Golda.
Good.
Golda lived in Milwaukee. And we lived in Milwaukee. And his friend, Golda Meir, was a babysitter for his friend,
Is it?
for David's
From
friend.
there she wrote?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was, and I met her in Israel. I went on a what they call the Prime Minister's mission, and it was about 200 people. And we went to visit with Golda, and also a man named Moshe Dayan, who was the
Minister of Defense.
Minister of Defense of Israel. And she was, he will be interested. Golda Meir said that we will have peace with the Arabs when they love their children more than they hate the Jews.
Very right.
We're talking about a woman, Golda Meir, the Prime Minister of Israel. And she said that there will be peace between Israel and the Arab countries when the Arabs love their children more than they hate the Jews.
समझे
न उन चयो तपाईं Prime Minister इहो चयो
Speak
त
louder,
my
that,
भेण
that slower.
Arabs love
Their children.
Arabs love their children. उन्हनि चयो इज़राइल चयो
कंहिं चयो
इज़राइल जे प्राइम मिनिस्टर चयो
Lady will lead.
लेडी जेका हुई इज़राइल जी प्राइम मिनिस्टर जेका लेडी हुई उन्हीअ चयो भाई हे अरब इज़राइल जे ॿारनि खे उअई प्यार कनि जीअं पंहिंजनि खे कनि था तॾहिं माना उधार थींदो माना फीलिंग उहा अचणु खपे
All are equal.
जीअं तव्हां चयो न कंहिंजी तव्हां ॻाल्हि कढी त भाई हुन वटि ॿार छॾे वई माई
Venoba ji.
जीअं विनोबा जी तव्हां ॻाल्हि कई he will give you an instance of Vinoba's mother. Vinoba's mother
that is
likewise, you know.
one Venoba's mother was living and there was a neighbor family. This neighbor family left two children with Venoba's mother that we are going outside, we shall come back, you look after these two children. Venoba's mother said yes. So when she was cooking food, first she was cooking her own food, and after finishing her food, she was cooking food for these two children. So Venoba asked her mother, "Mother, you are doing injustice. We are your sons. You are giving us cold food, and they are neighbors. You are giving them good food. This is not right." So Venoba's mother said, you are my son. And she is neighbor. So first I must look after neighbors, then I must look after my children. Venoba said just opposite it. So she was giving good food to neighbors' children, and our own children are like cold food doesn't matter.
So this feeling, you know, like you said, this is the feeling.
This was a problem in our family because I always felt that our
Therefore,
family.
what I say is, when people come and ask from my ashram and ask me that we want to stay in your ashram, and I tell them, if your screw is loose, you come. This ashram is for mad people. Wise people cannot stay here.
But Bob,
I was starting to say that
Yeah.
in a way, this was a problem in our family. I always considered our family as a one, as if we're all one person. And I was often more
Ostracized.
considered more considerate of a third party
yeah,
because it didn't bother me.
right.
Because I was willing to, and in a sense, I forced my family to, which was not right. But I was exactly your story.
But Bob has, is there any research done? Because one issue is still troubling me. Why Britishers were so brute? Has somebody
I think
gone
I
into
think-
that in
I think the
in
reason.
depth?
I think the reason they were
I'm
brutal.
asking Bob, is there any research done? Why Britishers were so brute? They so brute, so cruel.
Brutal.
They
They
see the
don't-
whole history, whether it is Israel, whether it is Ireland, whether it is India, Africa, anywhere. They have been cruel. Why?
Absolute power corrupts absolutely.
What is the root cause?
I think from a practical point of view, a few English.
I don't think that British people are cruel. I think British people lived like ordinary people, other people. They did not do any. Only the question is that Gandhi was mad. Gandhi, because he was thinking to work non-violently, fight independence movement non-violently, because he went higher than ordinary persons. Therefore, when he said, when he worked against African people in Africa, South Africa, so he used the word passive resistance. Huh? But then Venoba asked Gandhi the translation of passive resistance. He said active assistance in right thinking. Don't say passive resistance. Active, yani you actively help British people that they are committing a crime, they must withdraw it. Active assistance in right thinking, how gentle, gentlier, gentlest.
No, I think that's correct, but I
That's
think...
why I told you, lose the screw.
Yeah.
That's
I think that it was a small number of British and a large number of Indians, and so they intimidated them through that violence, through that extreme control, and because there are only a few to manage a very large number. I think Hitler did the same thing. It was intimidation, and it was fear, and stimulate fear. So I think Dwarkoji is also right that the British, well, the Opium Wars was a good example in the Bangladesh, in the Calcutta district, the district. It was the highest tax-paying district in the British Empire because of the opium. They sold opium to Chinese, and the Chinese wanted to stop the opium sales, and the British Navy threatened to destroy the coastal cities, etc., because they were making a lot of money. And at that time, America stood by and did nothing. It's terrible. It's a terrible moment in American history, just like the way it treated the American Indians. I don't like to hear Dwarko say that these poor people are subhuman. This is a trap, because if you can identify somebody as subhuman, maybe you can say also somebody you disagree with is subhuman also. So this is a very slippery slope. So can you tell him that
this word subhuman was the word which was used by Jayaprakash Narayan, who was born in Bihar. So because the man is a son of that soil, and who was there for 11 years. But I understand your...
I didn't hear that from that man. I heard that from Dwarko.
No, this is the word he is repeating was used by him.
I know, but he's...
But would Gandhi have said it?
No,
Would Gandhi have used that term?
No, never.
No,
Because,
never.
see, that feeling, you are perfect. I agree with Mr. Bob. Mr. Bob says that this very word, subhuman, the word subhuman, which Jayaprakash Narayan used, because Jayaprakash Narayan was the son of the soil. He was born in Bihar, so he knew Biharis well. So he is telling, in today's world, this word subhuman is not befitting for humanity to use. This is what you want to
Yes.
impress upon me.
Or
For human beings, for any human being in today's world, to use this word subhuman is derogatory, it's not good.
You can tell them it's a slippery slope.
It's a slippery.
we should understand. You see, why he said subhuman? Because these people, they don't think today the way we are living, we are not thinking humanly. We are thinking subhuman. Why this community is kept as a slave? The person who are keeping them as slaves are subhuman. And Gandhi came with human feeling. But British people came from England and conquered India and used them for their own good. So they are subhuman.
I think
They
it's a
are not
slippery slope.
treating
Yeah, it's-
others. They are not treating others. A person who is,
Dignity.
suppose I keep one poor person for working in my house and I pay him something. But do I think that I am treating him as a human being? If he is sick, if his children are sick, I don't care. So he used that they have human body, but they don't live human life.
I think it's a slippery slope. I think that if you designate any human as subhuman, it becomes very easy to pick somebody else as subhuman and somebody else as subhuman. It's a very slippery slope. You understand me? I don't like that. It's not. It doesn't.
I tell you,
And I don't like Dwarko to say that.
I tell you one true story. My cousin brother, cousin brother, he was 5 months older than me. But that doesn't matter. We both were going together in the school, playing together, eating together. So we were very good friends. When I decided to come to ashram, he opposed me. He said, no. Why? You marry, you have a family, and like I'm married, I've got 6 children. Why you should not marry? Why are you going to ashram? But I did not agree with him, and I came to ashram. One day, he came to meet me. In ashram, he came to meet me.
Both there.
In the evening, on 2 beds, one for him, one for myself. Were 2 beds, we were lying down. And he said, Dwarkoji, I opposed your ashram life, but now I feel you are right. I am wrong, you are right. Why? He said, look, I've got 6 children, 4 sons and 2 daughters. If you ask me one child to give you for the ashram, I will not give you. Because I love them, I don't want to. But here you have these children, small children I have in ashram. At present I have got 30 children. To have these small 30 children, his father and mother has given you these children. I am thinking about this. Then I am thinking you are right. You have started this ashram life. You are looking after these children. You are better than myself. Because I think if you ask me one child for ashram, I will not give you. Because I love them. I will not give you. This lady, this mother has given you this small girl. When I am thinking about this, I am 100% believe that she must be in difficulty. Therefore she has given this girl to me. So they have this human body, but they don't have human soul. My mother, how can mother give a daughter, small daughter to you?
But it's a sacrifice for her. It's a sacrifice for her. She's sacrificing her love for her child for the benefit of the child. So I don't see this
Animals
as...
also love children.
Now,
Animals also.
Bob,
Yes.
Bob has a feeling if mother has given her own child, it's a part of her snatching away part of the body. So if mother has given the child to the ashram because she is not able to,
Look at
because of hungriness, she is not able to look after. So it's a great sacrifice on the part of the mother to part with her daughter and give to
Good
ashram.
education.
It is for her education, for her betterment. She is making the sacrifice.
you are wrong. She is not giving child for education. She is giving child because she has no food to give.
Still, it's for a better
Still,
life.
but still,
It's a
sacrifice on her part. No? That's what.
Not sacrifice.
ભાઈ ખાધો નથી દઈ શકે તો નહીં.
It is helplessness. It is helplessness. That she is
But she could keep her with her and have her starve.
but her mother, but the mother is thinking about the benefit of the child. So it's a sacrifice. Giving up her child is a sacrifice. If there was anybody subhuman, then the mother who puts a vest on her child with bombs in it to go kill innocent people, if anybody is subhuman, it's that mother. To blow up her own child, to kill innocent children someplace else. But even there, I don't want to use the word subhuman, because,
I was surprised to hear him say that they don't have a soul.
yeah.
Now, those who are like nowadays, those who have the ammunition on the body, like Rajiv Gandhi, Prime Minister of India, was killed by that lady wearing that you can call, you see, you have sold your conscience by killing the innocent people. That is where you can probably think, but not in other sense.
Well, I don't even want to think about it that way, because it's a slippery slope. The minute you start to say this makes you non-human, then one man's terrorist is another man's liberator. So it hurts me to think about.
Yes, because of that, we should not blame the humanity as a whole. I understand your point. For somebody like we talked from that group, and he rightly said that all Britishers are not bad.
Right.
Element like Osama bin Laden. Now the whole Muslim,
Not bad.
it becomes, it reflects on the
Oh yes.
community as a whole.
But on the other hand, for Osama bin Laden, for the Muslims, he's a hero.
Yes, they
So
worship.
that's-
They worship.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right. But
So in our-
those who worship, I don't know. You can call them as wise people or God-fearing people or
Well, no, it's
people
not.
who love the humanity.
Right.
That's So this element, I don't know. When we talk, I was talking other day with Dwarkoji. I feel this duality, double aspect, is in the nature itself, like bright daylight and dark night. No, darkness goes to the sins, brightness comes to the virtues. So this virtue and vice, probably they go together. This is a very inherent in the nature itself. That is where the God has given you conscious,
And choice.
looking all
Well,
living beings.
God said that I place before you
Right.
life and death. Choose life so you may live. And as David said, the choice. We have a choice.
We have a choice. Perfect.
And how we act, what we believe, is a choice for us. I mean, it's also training. It's also what my mother taught me. It's what my father taught me. It's what my teachers taught me. So I believe that the children are the only hope of real peace. If we can train the children not to hate, to love, not to support poverty or take advantage of poverty, but rather to give freedom. It's the only way we'll end up with a world of peace. Otherwise, people will take. I liked your explanation.
Yes.
Your hands this way is taking,
Ah,
your
then-
hands this way is giving.
That was really.
Yeah, I say that. I like that.
Ah.
I like that.
My mother told me when I was young, don't
We are
think
told
about,
that if you have to do like this, do it before God.
yeah, if you
Before
want
God.
to
If you want to,
something,
you pray God.
You pray to God,
To bless
not
you
to
with-
man. You give me some food, give me some money. No, you ask to God. One saint had gone. King had go to king. He told him, he was telling them that people are coming to listen my virtues and taking blessing. So they have no space. Sometime very hot, sometime very rainy season. So still they will standing and sitting there. So I am going to king and ask him to give some money. So I make them shelter. So when he go to Akbar is this story of Akbar time. So Akbar was at that
Was a
time
Mughal emperor. Akbar was a Mughal emperor.
Mughal emperor.
Mughal period.
नमाज पे पढ़े थे माला Akbar. Akbar was in meditation. And he
Praying in the
praying
mosque.
to the mosque, and he was telling like this to God, do this, God this, do. So when he finished this, he asked the saint and he gave him respect. What you want? He said, I want nothing. Because he saw this, king is also demanding from the God. So why I take from the king? I will ask God. He will give me.
King is also begging to God. Then
God,
why I
so
should
why I
go
back
to the king? I should go
king?
to God directly rather than going to the king.
God is the great.
If he is the giver to all,
Yeah.
then he is also begging to
Taking-
king. Let me go to the direct source rather than going to the king.
King is demanding from God. So why should I back?
Why come to me?
Yeah.
In the Jewish tradition, in this period now, just past Yom Kippur and Rosh Hashanah, the Jews take a position that if you sin against God, then you must ask God for forgiveness and repent. But if you sin against another person, God cannot give you
Yes.
grace. You must go to the other person and tell how you have harmed them and ask their forgiveness after you repent and you. So it's interesting that God doesn't have the power, or doesn't take the power to forgive you for something you did against somebody else. He wants you to go to that someone else and get forgiveness
Right.
from them. It's a very powerful idea.
We have the same karmic theory. We call karmic theory of your action, because every action has a reaction. Karmic theory of Hindus, karmic karma theory, उन्हीं ते तो गला है. The karmic theory ते थोड़ा का खुलासो कौन?
Working to steal the karma of others. So there are different attitudes. So the best thing is that we have to do action. Everybody has to do action. But we should not expect the result of the action for our own self. We should work, result we give to others, not ourselves. We should not use it, we should use it, which we say service to mankind. But that is difficult. Therefore, they say we should work. We don't think about the result. Result we offer to God as a service.
I think about it a little. The Jewish tradition thinks about it a little different. If you don't take care of yourself, you will not be able to take care of others.
Right, very right.
So you must first make sure you have the strength and the appropriate, but you must take care of yourself and your family, and then you can take care of the larger community. Because if you don't have the strength or the resources to help the community, then you lose and your community loses.
No, this is also in our thinking that God has given you this body. This body is meant for not only sustaining yourself, but to sustain your family, your children, because that is your duty. There's a word in Hindi, dharma. Dharma means your responsibility. You are responsible to yourself, responsible to your own creation. Right. And once you are satisfied with that, then you think further. Your neighbor, your society, your nation. That's the basic. Fundamentals are the same.
Charity begin at home. First you do for your home. Then you are satisfied, you can go out. You do service for people. And forgive to all. If anyone is doing bad to you, still you forgive him.
This is rather, I remember while I was a small 7-8 years old, I used to go with my father in the market for shopping. We'll buy mango, fruits, vegetables, everything, grocery for our home. I used to feel hungry because I was small. So I thought that my dad will give me, going to the market, you feel like eating this, eating that. He will buy, he will say, what you like? I said, I like this, I like this, I like almonds, I like, okay. You like it? I buy. You like it? I buy. But you will not allow me to eat. So I used to be sometimes very annoyed, and sometimes I'll not move from the shop till he gives me and I put into my pocket. He will see that I put in pocket, he will say, don't eat it. So I'll be annoyed, I'll be crying sometimes and come back. And I used to complain to my mother, because father used to be tough. So mother has a soft corner. I get always carrot from her, stick from my dad, you know. So I used to tell my mother, dad is mean, he doesn't care. I was feeling sorry. Then my mother will quietly tell my father, he feels so bad, why didn't you allow him? He was feeling hungry, he said, look, he has elder sister, he has a younger sister, he has brother, big brother. I am trying to infuse idea in him. Whatever you like, you must have. But when we are at home, we share together. Otherwise, they will feel he has taken Jadov, he has not taken him in the market. And I am trying to please him more than or at the cost of other children. Yes, you like this style. Your sister like this, buy that also. Your elder brother like this, buy that also. But let us go home, sit on the table and share. And this is the result
Very,
is,
very interesting.
when I grew up, I used to feel very hungry coming from the office. She will call me, evening when you are returning from the office, you go to the market, buy this thing, I'll buy everything. And I feel hungry. Morning, 8 o'clock, I leave my office. Returning by 8 o'clock, 6 o'clock, I leave my office. Then she tells me to go to the market, buy. By the time I'm back home, it's 7:30, 8 o'clock. And I'm hungry, 12 hours not eaten anything. Still, I'll feel in the market I should eat something. But that will hold me. No, my father used to tell me this thing. I must buy for my son, both the sons, so we have a daughter, for my wife, for me, for my parents, but I must go and share with them on the table. And believe me, Mr. Bob, if I would have eaten in the market, and when I eat with my whole family, you really enjoy, the taste is different. That very thing gives you better taste than if you eat it alone.
Yeah.
This is how the feeling comes, to share.
Very,
And you really rejoice there. The taste is different. Because that atmosphere, it has its own fragrance, it has its own grace. Don't you feel so?
absolutely.
I may be eating more.
I, unfortunately, I made a big mistake in my younger years when the children were small. I didn't show up for dinner most nights. I worked till late, and I didn't come home to have a shared dinner. And I made many mistakes in my life, but that was the biggest one I did. And certainly in terms of my family. My kids had the sense that I wasn't there. I was there a good share of the time, all on the weekends. But they didn't grow up feeling that. We didn't have a regular dinner every night, and that was a huge mistake.
No, but maybe because you are forced by the circumstances.
No, I wasn't forced.
don't know.
I wasn't forced. It was a choice. It was a choice. I can't excuse myself. It was a bad choice. I made a mistake. But not only a mistake, I made a mistake every night. I kept making that mistake over and over again because it became a habit. It became a way of, and I was focused. Not that my work was more important than my children. My work was for my children and my wife. But I should have stopped. I should have gone home. I should have had dinner. And if I needed to go to work, I should have gone to work after I put the kids to bed. But if the biggest regret that I have in terms of things I did not correctly, it's that. And even today, both of Debbie and David have this feeling that I wasn't there.
No, but this is probably a family tradition also, because in our family, 3 generations is a common fact. When I got married to SHEELA, her great-grandmother was alive. And when I used to visit them, she was the first in the morning to get up at 6 o'clock. By 6:30, I used to get my tea made by her. Great-grandmother. She has served me. And they all were living in one house. This is the beauty of Indian traditional families. Many people, when American friends, they used to come to Delhi first from the flight, I used to send the driver to pick them up and make their reservation by train to go to Bodh Gaya. They used to overnight stay with us. They were surprised to find my parents, we both, our children, 3 generations living together. Many times I will find we had only 2 bedrooms, so if people come, we have to bring them. So she and me will share one sofa and put them in a bedroom to give them so that they feel comfortable, because they come all the way, 18 hours in flight, so they must have a...
Still, this is the tradition.
This is the tradition. You laugh at me.
Now this time,
I had friends I always want them to stay at the house and want the same kind of feeling. That's one thing. But as I said, for me, my biggest failure.
No, but this is what sometimes, priorities in life. Nowadays is a question of priority. It's very difficult to find time. My son may love to be all the time with family.
I'm in charge of the priorities. I'm in charge.
Yes.
It's not that the priorities are imposed on me.
They are not imposed, but I don't know. I mean, depends.
I can tell you.
But in all fairness, Dad, you were there on the weekends when we had our horse things and so on and so forth, and you worked really hard. And yeah, I mean, that's just because you weren't there for dinner doesn't mean we were there for dinner.
Yeah.
So I mean, there was a point at which it was not a problem.
David, I'll tell you one. While I was doing my CPA in Delhi, my brother used to often come to Delhi from Bodh Gaya because he had many times to come to conferences, attend government or some relief work. Many times he used to visit Delhi. And every time he used to tell me, look Jada, at very young age, at 20 he left our house. He said, I have left my parents, I have not served them. It is not only you that you have to serve your parents, but on my behalf too, you have to take the burden. Of my share of responsibility also you have to, because I have renounced my family. So this was the feeling, and that encouraged me to be more careful about my parents. And he has been encouraging me.
Beautiful.
अभी थोड़ी देर बंद करे 12 बजा.
Is doing, for whatever a month or so. What kind of activities is he involved with? Is it a lot of meetings, a lot of discussions like this, or what is he doing? Is it family? Is it just?
It's
family?
both ways. One is for him, family is, the whole world is family for him as well as the family, because he doesn't have that attachment. What we have within the family, that attachment he doesn't have. He has more like...
All are same faults.
But at the same time, after all, he is a human being, so this relationship also is there. That element is there. In fact, it's more from our side that we want. He is the... in our whole family, the senior most. And we will love that the whole family, our especially grandchildren, should know what their grandpa is. So that is more from our side than from his side. And whenever we ask him to come, he said, why are you calling me? But what I am going to do here, if I come, I must come with some purpose. Otherwise, you people are coming, you can meet. Last year, Vimy took both Samir and Nikhil to Bodh Gaya. They stayed 4 days with him last year. They were with him in August. They were there because Rohit wants them, Vimy wants them to know what conditions are there. The rosy picture children are looking here, the life in America. What is the life of humanity there? They should also know this. What is hunger? What is poor? What is poverty? So 4 days they will spend there, because this is how they can understand the other side of the coin. So his purpose is to meet American friends, and whatever he is doing, whatever is taking place, he came 4 years back. In between what had been his new experiences, he is trying to share. And as he has been impressing upon that what is the need of today, or what is the meaning of what after Gandhi. Gandhi said something. This Dr. Sudarshan Kapoor, who organized the whole Gandhian movement here, he said, बीबे हे वजन था ना तो बस खराई को तुम बोलिया में दास मोटी ना मुझे कल में यही क्यों मुझे खबर नहीं पड़ा. So he says that I want to share, and sorry, about the Sudarshan Kapoor I was mentioning. He said in one of the meetings I heard, he says, after Bible, if there is a literature in the world today, is Gandhi. The publication of Bible is throughout the world. So, if you look at the volume, thereafter, if there is a literature, it is on Gandhi now. But he says Gandhi is not meant for putting on paper. Gandhi was a man of action. We should implement rather than go on spreading Gandhi's message, Gandhi's message, Gandhi's message. It doesn't have meaning. Meaning is what he meant, what he did. We should put into action. That's why he was disappointed. He said, yesterday when you spoke in University, Fresno State, California State University, you spoke. Literature is a lot. Gandhi literature is there. So many publications are there. So that's all propaganda. Gandhi wanted action to live. That's why you said education of life, education for life, education through life. So that is what his idea is, that he should say that literature is okay. Literature is like ocean available. But what is to be in today's context,
with the
today's
information.
context, because conditions have also changed drastically. That's how I was yesterday only telling him, in spite of the fact that Gandhi could prove that you can win over the evil through non-violence, still the world is spending on weapons the maximum amount of money. What during Gandhi's era money was spent on weapons, today it is multiplied. So our faith in non-violence is not there. Though he could prove this, it is so soul power is really stronger than the weapon.
But I think it has a lot to do with trust.
This is what that's why that's the word he used, mutual trust. Unless among the nations, mutual trust is there. If trust is not there, this Gandhi's formula will not work.
Violence begets violence. That's the problem. Violence begets violence. When Osama bin Laden had people attack the United States by airplanes, caused us to retaliate, to fight, more fight. And Osama bin Laden would say that the violence that he perpetrated was because of violence that was visited upon those people by the West. You know, this concept and exploration of violence, everybody blames somebody else to start it. But no matter what kind of violence, violence begets violence.
Violence begets violence, no doubt about it. Now, how to eradicate violence?
Where do you start? Where do you break the chain? Only people like Dwarko and Venoba and Gandhi can have the internal moral strength to break the chain. We don't, as a general population, if I hit you, you come and hit me.
Because you retaliate, because violence begets violence.
Violence begets violence. And I know that Dwarkoji talks about gentle and gentleness. That's the progression, instead of violence, more violence, total violence. Yeah, I know his story there. The cycle of violence is so much a part of our culture, our training, our humanness to retaliate with violence. Dwarkoji retaliates with gentlest. Very, very hard to do.
This is what he says, that actually it is that is why Gandhi, or for that matter Jesus, Gandhi, Venoba, they are seldom born. They are seldom born because this is a super consciousness which works in them. We normal people, living householders, cannot come up. That is why he says, go beyond body, beyond mind, beyond intelligence to soul. So those were the people who went above it, above the body, above the mind, above the intelligence. Then they could do this charismatic. Then comes charisma. Then it's a mystic power which works, superpower, whatever you call. So they are rare people to come. Rare in your religion, any religion. We have got those people. That's the reason. Still, why American president, he should be Mr. Clean.
Yeah.
That means that virtue, that is the truth, which is universal truth. Why small thing happens and president gets into trouble? Because that ethic, that virtue. So foundation of every religion is that virtue. But when virtue gets contaminated by these living conditions or whatever,
I do think that virtue begets virtue, and kindness begets kindness as well. You know, it's very difficult. It's very powerful for me, I think, and my son and my granddaughter, to be here with you and with Dwarko, and to have this kind of in-depth.
this, like you're taken so much of such a busy person you brought, your granddaughter is studying. What is that power which made you to plan and come over, and we were waiting for you when you a month back said that you are planning to come on 6th. So I told him that he's coming. He was very happy. Dr. Sharif wanted to come, but somehow he's held up, so he's going to meet him there on 14th. And I thought he's also coming. You remember we exchanged that we are going to meet in Bay Area together.
I mentioned.
Yeah, you mentioned it to me.
We had that original plan. So he is held up there. So I'm saying, what is this? What is that power which attracts you, which takes you? Either your religion is different, his religion is different, religion is also different, but there's no. So this is a mankind, humanity.
But it's humanity. That's what it is. And what we found.
If this feeling can come together, that togetherness, fellowship.
But what we've also discovered in these conversations is that our thought processes, our belief systems, are not real dissimilar. They're very similar, from all levels, and that's it. And that was interesting to me in this conversation. To hear the other perspectives, but it's the same perspective. So it's interesting.
On the contrary, when we discuss in such a way in a closeness, and you start getting something, this is the same thing my religion says, this is the same thing my father used to say, this is the same thing which I had, then you find there is a oneness. And at the core, there is a oneness.
Yep.
My nation may be different, my religion may be different, my language may be different, but core is the same. So that seed is common. It's only one seed, which has sprouted. Like he said, I lost my mother at the age of 5, and she gives a birth after 6 years in South. Where is Pakistan? Where is South? Because this soul doesn't have limitation of time or space. The soul can go anywhere within no time. It's not controlled by time or controlled by space. It's infinite. So fundamental, I think, and still is a mockery, in spite of the fact that we all come out of the same seed. Still so much of inhumanity. How much money because of
We're not perfect.
Huh?
We are not perfect.
We are not. That's why we need prophets. We need prophets.
We need to strive for perfection. We need to work for protection.
And that's why the saying is, we are talking of, so in Gita when Lord Krishna says, when there is going to be a distraction, on this earth, people are committing sin, then I come. As a prophet, I come to destroy the evil on this planet and make a clean slate again. That's the saying we hear. I think, again, religion says everywhere that I come to again...
That's so that we have hope.
Yes.
The Jewish tradition is that the Messiah will come.
Messiah.
When the Messiah comes, the lamb will lie down with the lion. There will be peace, no violence, and that it will be kingdom of God that we will be living.
Same thing, we say Swarga means heaven or kingdom of God. Right?
So, since we don't have the kingdom of God now, and we don't have universal peace and love, and the lamb cannot lie down with the lion, we reason that therefore the Messiah has not yet arrived. Doesn't mean he won't, it means it's still a prayer that he will, or she will. That is something. I don't think God should have a gender. I don't think that there should be a gender. It's not God, he. Oh, I want to write down for you the name of the
Yeah,
book.
I'll write those two books you had suggested, no?
Yeah.
Science of God and
God according to God.
now we take a break now.